Looks like my audio isn't getting through properly. Give me 1 second. Gotta just fix this. Okay, now we should be good to go. All right, so we are going to be casting the Amateur League Weekly 131 today. Waiting on Galasius to announce that the brackets are final. My voice is a little bit rough today for some reason, so I do apologize. Let me just take a look at what the bracket is looking like so far today. Oh, in the elite bracket, got a couple names I recognize. I don't know if I'm going to cast any games from that. We've got Sewer Badger up there playing random, making me even more terrified for our grudge match next week. Ooh, that is a stacked prestige bracket. Lots of players. And a very anemic bronze to plat bracket, unfortunately. We had 8 or 9 people last week and only 3 this week, it looks like. And a handful of people in veteran. So I'll try to cast some of the veteran players once I am done with the initiate, if anyone wants. And if no one is interested in being casted, we will move on to just running some ladder. Okay, I still haven't seen anything from Galasius about brackets. Oh, they are final. Never mind. See if I can. I think this is, yeah, that's going to be the initiate guy, Milo. I accidentally invited the wrong guy. Caster moment. Embarrassing, but is what it is. Bimba pop. Okay. It's Last Fantasy. No surprise. Pylon. All right. So nice fast vetoes. Let's go. Persephone first. We got Persephone, Incorporeal, and Maganatha. Okay. All right. We're getting into game one here between Milo 88 and Bimba Puck. I don't think I've watched either of these players play before. All right, in the bottom corner of Persephone LE, we have with the purple Protoss probes, Bimba Puck. And in the top corner with the yellow Zerg drones, we have Milo88. Okay, so I don't think I've watched either of these players play before. I saw Milo in the bracket last week. Ooh, going for a bit of a cheeky 12 pool right off the bat. But I'm not particularly familiar with either of these players. Just realized that none of my desktop audio with the actual in-game sounds was coming through. Fix that. All right, so what are we going for? What flavor of cheese? Is this gonna be a Ling Flood, I assume? Oh, nope, just an extractor trick. We are only on 9 drones. Meanwhile, on the other side, we've got a gateway and a forge, which that in itself is a little bit curious. Okay, what is the drone here for? Are we proxy hatching? Are we just scouting? Like, Zerg don't often drone scout. And he gets the probe and starts the proxy hatch. Well, this is going to be an entertaining game. Zealot starts up for Bimba Puck. And multiple cannons. So it's safe to say that even if this hatchery goes up, not much is going to come of it. And we full wall with a cannon? What? Well, that's interesting. Okay. So Zerglings coming up from Milo. We've got a queen on the way as well. But, you know, those photon cannons are going to make any early aggression pretty hard. But I don't believe that Bimba Puck can actually leave his base. So my chats aren't working properly, which I think has to do with the maintenance on BNet, but I don't know. I haven't had any issues with chat today, Ragnar, but I haven't been chatting with a bunch of people. Don't know if you could join the Amateur League channels or not. People seem to be chatting in there, but, you know, it is BattleNet, and there could be all sorts of things going on, but I don't think the maintenance is until Wednesday. The notice I have isn't until the middle of the week. All right, so we have a whole bunch of Zerglings and Banelings. We're going to try to bust this from the looks of it. All right, we got a bunch of gateways going down for the side of Bimba Puck. But I think that this is enough Banelings for the Zerg to bust in. Oh, yep, there we go. Cannon goes down. Pylon is being focused. The Zealots are derping around, not really attacking anything. Oh, but the Pylon just barely stays alive. That was unfortunate for the side of Milo. So didn't really get anything for it, but I think he's still in a... Oh no, he has not been building workers. He's still only on 10 workers. Flooding Lings across the map. And the wall off with the cannon goes back. Why are we destroying this pylon? Why not just build a second pylon, brother? We don't need to destroy the one that we already have and risk supply blocking ourselves. Oh no. This is a bit of a disaster for the side of Bimbapuck. The Cybernetics core goes down to the Zerglings, but we weren't really building Cyber Core units anyway. On the other side of the map, we still have basically no workers, no economy. Protoss has 27 workers to 14 for Zerg and is holding this, all things considered, pretty well. Now, the fact that we are full walled into our base is a bit of a problem, but it's not the end of the world in this situation. Bimbapuck is just chucking a Zerg at his opponents and hoping that he will break through. And the Banelings do get some damage down, but there's not enough Zerglings here to really do too much damage, I don't think. As long as we run our probes away back to our Zealots and don't just let the Zerg eat our probes for free. Yeah, so we are getting 5 probes going down, but, oh, and we're not really paying attention to our probes either. We need to get some Zealots in this wall off, but all things considered, you know, this is not game-ending damage by any means. Bimbapuck is building up, and the economy on the other side of the map for Milo is not there. Okay, so we finally do have a hole in our wall so our army can actually leave. We have a whole bunch of probes sitting here not mining. Yet he sees them now. If we are having this heavy of a Zealot-based army, we need to get a Twilight Council, then we need to get Zealot Charge. And we're full walling ourselves in our base again. All right, looks like we have a swap over to Roaches. Ravager should be able to deal with these stationary defenses fairly easily. Warp Gate is finally finished for the side of Bimbapuck at the, what time is it? 7:58 minute mark. So almost the 8-minute mark. All right, these Roaches are going across, but like, the Zerg has less army supply than the Protoss, less workers. They are down in basically all ways that matter. No Roach speed. Our lair is just coming up. +1 upgrade start for the Protoss. So far, this entire game has just been Milo chucking a Zerg at Bimbapuck. Oh, looks like we're having some connection issues. Oh, looks like Milo is having some technical problems with their system. Not sure if Milo can even see that. I don't actually know if Bimbapuk can even see my messages like this, since I'm an observer. I'm guessing in this situation that Bimbapuk has just not clicked the drop button. And like I said, I don't know if you can actually see my messages here because I'm an observer. Yeah. I can't type apparently. Yeah, not a great start, especially in a small bracket where we only have a few people. That was Persephone, and our next map would be Maganatha. In these situations, I'm generally, as a player, inclined to remake, but, you know, the tournament can go on forever if we have connection issues and we're constantly remaking games, so. And I'll be honest, I don't think Zerg was winning that one. My brain jumbled all of that. I should have been the other way around. Because unlike with the professional games, I don't think that we can restart from a remake or anything like that. I'm just gonna try making Maganatha, I guess. Okay, we're going next, which was Maganatha. Okay, getting into map 2, which is Maganatha. 1-0 default for Bimbapuk. You never want to see, but it's just kind of a unfortunate reality sometimes that a disconnect happens. All right. So in game 2 of this best of 3 series, in the top corner with the teal Zerg drones, we have Milo 88. And in the bottom corner with the purple Protoss probes, we have Bimbapuk. Okay, so Milo was being a little bit cheesy last game, ling flooding, doing what I like to call chucking a Zerg, where he repeatedly runs his army into the most defended point of his enemy. You know, for the most part, Bimbapuk was doing a pretty good job of holding that aggression, even if he was full walling himself in on 2 bases. I do not think, even if that game had continued on the way it was, that Protoss would have lost from that position, though. I think that it had gone on for long enough, and Zerg was behind in economy, behind in army supply, behind in basically all metrics, that I don't think that the game was winnable at that point for the side of Zerg. I do think that Milo needs to work on his walls a little bit, or sorry, not Milo, Bimbapuk, for PVZ. Because ideally you want your structures spaced where there is one spot where a unit can go to block things off. He's full walling himself in again, which is a choice, especially because these are all fairly important structures. Having to destroy one to get out is not ideal by any means. Yeah, I think the probe should kill the drone because it got the first attack. Oh no, it goes down just barely because of the drone's regen. Wow, that is unlucky. And if we have the zealot on the inside of the wall, which is where it's looking like it's going to be, it will not be able to attack anything that comes to attack us. All right, Zerglings are coming across the map, but there's a photon cannon that can't be attacked by them, which means that they're not going to accomplish anything. And Milo should have seen this photon cannon coming up at the point where his drone died. So at that point, you really want to go into like either a full macro game, or you need to go roaches. Yep, there it is. Because Roach Ravager will actually be able to do something against this. Zerglings won't be. You could try and Baneling bust it, but that's going to be expensive. All right, couple of drones mining. We're a little better on our worker supply this time, you know, at 18 to 19 workers instead of being on like 10 workers at the 5-minute mark for Milo. I think he's recognized and he's a bit of a better economy. Now, what will the play be from our Protoss player? Because right now we have no tech beyond our Cybercore. And we're floating a few hundred minerals and gas. So what's our tech structure going to be? Is it going to be a Stargate? Like a Stargate would be ideal. Is it going to be a Twilight Council? Is it going to be a Robo? Like, what are we going here? Or are we just going to queue up a ton of probes? The problem with these zealots is because you have a full wall, they are useless even for defense until that wall is down. All right, we've got roaches coming across the map. Ravagers are morphing. A Stargate would have gone a long way in this situation, even if it was just an Oracle and not like a Void Ray. Against this army that has nothing that shoots up. All right, we have a Sentry with basically no energy. Could energy overcharge it. All right, the Ravagers are moving up. They are launching biles at the photon cannon. And the roaches are starting to hit the forge. We're kind of just throwing our roaches away because we could definitely hit this without being in range of the photon cannon. The photon goes down. And now the Zerglings can move in. This is a nightmare for the side of Bimbapuck. The wall is down. The army's moving in. And they're targeting the pylon and the Cybercore. Getting that Cybercore is super important. We're still only building slow zealots despite having hundreds of gas that we're not using. The photons are unpowered, and this should be GG for the side of Milo. Like, this should be unsalvageable for Bimbapuck. He might be able to get a force field here and buy him some time, but the Ravager biles can pop it. 40 army supply to 14. 13 probes going down. We made no effort to save our probes. All right. Fight on the ramp. Zealot goes down. Good force field, but the biles can pop it. They don't even bother to target it. Zealots just stand in the biles. No micro going on. Roach is targeting the sentry now. I don't know if Milo knows that you can pop force fields with Ravager biles and get rid of them. We have no unit production, floating 2,000 minerals. Oh, we're supply blocked. Yep. And that's it. Bimbapuck leaves the game. Milo takes game number 2. All right. right, so that takes us to game number 3, which is Incorporeal. These games have been pretty evenly matched, I have to say. Milo says go, go. Just waiting on Bimba Puck. All right, now that he's swapped over to Protoss. Now we are going into game 3, which is going to be on Incorporeal LE. All right, it's in the top corner with the Teal Zerg drones in this best of 3 series. Milo. And in the bottom corner with the purple Protoss probes, we have Bimba Puck. Ragnar says, I expect an all-in from Bimba Puck now. You know, he hasn't shown any, you know, tendencies to all-in. I'm expecting not, but you never know. Protoss with their back up against the wall. Milo is spamming between their hatchery and their larva. All right, we have the 12 pool going down. The gas. Yeah, and another defensive start for Bimba Puck. Like, he is not doing himself any favors with this full wall. All right, gas going down. Second hatchery going down. Down to 9 workers on the side of Milo. Well, 9 workers on minerals. All right, the drone's going across as usual. Getting this bit of harass that Milo seems to love to do. Are we going to proxy a hatchery? Are we going to steal a gas? Like, what are we going to do with this drone? Okay, so I think this is another full wall with a cannon. This probe is probably going to die if you don't run it away. Yep. This drone is like 3 for 3 on killing probes. All right, we got 2 cannons, so we're going to be extra safe this time. But that just means that Milo's going to go into Roach Ravager again, and you haven't solved the problem from the previous game. All right, Lings are going across the map. They're going to get there, find a couple photons. 2 or 3 Lings will probably die, or all of them if they don't get pulled back. Yep, 1 dead. There's the Stargate. Kind of what I expected to see the previous game, and especially if you're like walling yourself off, you need something flying. All right, the Roach Warren is already down. I don't know, see from Milo's perspective, he did not see the Stargate when those Zerglings went in. Where are we going? It's a Void Ray. Gold League favorite. Another pylon going down for the side of Bimbapuck. Getting some drones up for Milo. Void Ray, or a couple of Void Rays, will actually be very good at holding off against Roach aggression. But that doesn't help that you are still trapped in your base, or trapped in your natural, and not really able to expand. Also, we're not even starting up Warp Gate. Bimbapuck has been super late on his Warp Gate starts. Okay, we have a Void Ray out. We have a second one in production. And we're going straight into a fleet beacon. More roaches are going across the map. The only unit, the only offensive unit on the side of Bimbapuck is this Void Ray. And I guess soon to be second Void Ray. We have no other army supply, I don't think. Third Void Ray. Wait, Void Rays are 4 supply. That's actually wild. I didn't realize that they were so much. Okay, Ravagers are morphed in. Roaches are starting to hit the gateway, the only gateway for the side of Bimbapuck. And we have, what's odd too, oh, Ravagers don't take bonus damage from the beams, dude. Ravagers are not armored units. Roaches do, but Ravagers do not. Still, I think that this is going to be enough to clean up these roaches that cannot shoot up. The pylon goes down just as the Void Ray pops. But now, you know, Lings can flood in. Get a couple of pylons down. But there is nothing in this army that shoots up. We start 3 spore crawlers on the other side of the map and a Hydralisk den immediately upon seeing the Void Rays. Which, you know, I don't hate that. And as soon as those Hydras pop, Hydras are pretty good at killing Void Rays. Void Rays don't do much against them. They're only single target. So you get up like 10 Hydras and these Void Rays will probably just die. All right, we are floating 2,000 minerals, 800 gas for the side of Bimbapuck. We have no gateway. We have 1 unit producing structure. And Hydralisks are coming up on the side of Milo. We are expanding to a 3rd before we rebuild our gateway and before we build any other units. We're building 3 more Stargates. We have the fleet beacon, but we're still only building Void Rays. Now, granted, I don't think that he has time to pop out a carrier if Milo were being aggressive. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of cannons facing this way, but what if the Zerg comes from this way? Are we playing tower defense here, Bimba? All right, so now we start up the carrier production, which we could have already done, you know, a while back. And if all he has are Hydras, carriers are going to shred them. We are not chrono boosting any of our carriers, despite having the energy. We are instead chrono boosting probes. Carriers have one of the longest build times in the game. This is such a maze now to get through with his probes or any other kind of unit. All right, the Hydras are coming across the map. 3 carriers are about to pop. But these photons will actually shred the Hydras. I'm just kind of curious as to why Bimba, if he's playing this kind of hurtly, cannon-focused style, has no shield batteries. Oh. I also don't think he knows that the... I can't remember what it's called, but the enhanced Void Ray damage only does bonus damage to armored targets. Because he's used them on Ravagers, he's used them on Lings, and now on Hydras. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's the thing that makes the Void Ray laser go big. All right, we are still producing Hydras. What we really need here is a Spire. We need Corruptors for the carriers, because Hydras are not going to stop this Skytoss army from hitting critical mass. Corruptors, on the other hand, munch carriers. All right, we are oversaturated in the main. We are undersaturated in the natural. I would like to see a probe transfer from Bimbapuck. Okay, we have the Hydras going in again. 1 carrier goes in all by itself, gets picked off. That should never happen. We are supply blocked, but not for much longer. All right, the Hydras get absolutely shredded. If you're going this heavily into Skytoss, you may as well have a mothership already. Like, build a mothership to go with your carriers and your Void Rays. Okay, on the side of Milo, we are up to 48 workers, but we're only on 3 bases, which is the same as our Protoss opponent. So, at this point, I think Zerg is kind of just dead. The macro has kind of fallen behind here. We are approaching critical mass with our Skytoss army. There's a very definite window where this could have been punished, but it was not met. We don't have any kind of Spire, any kind of flying units on the side of Milo. And so it's going to be very hard. Like, we have 32 to 72 army supply. All right, more carriers popping out. 4th base being taken for the side of Bimbapuck. We're setting up a Ling run by, but these cannons, there's so many cannons, like, I don't think you're even going to be able to, like, walk the, or roll the Banes and Lings past these cannons to get to the probes. So actually, this is a lot of Lings. How heavily are we going to invest in this run by? And the carrier numbers just keep rising. We have 20 out of 16 workers on the natural. We still have no Spire. Okay, you know, we did get 4 probes and demolished all the cannons here. But that's a really low return on investment. Milo has lost 8,000 resources worth of units to 3,000. We're now up to 108 army supply for Bimbapuck, mostly in carriers. If he goes across the map, Like, this should just be the Golden Armada crushing a world. And still no mothership, which is kind of funny to me. I have never seen Bimbapuck make an offensive move. I don't know what league either of these players are. I have not looked them up at all. I feel like Bimbapuck might be from EU because he wasn't ranked on his account. But I'd be very curious to know what the ranks of both of these players are. Okay, the cannon wall has been rebuilt. We're just going to chuck a Zerg again into the cannon wall. And even if you do get like these cannons and a bunch of the probes here, our Protoss is on 5 bases now. And the Armada is going across the map. And there is nothing there to stop it. Like, you have some Hydras. Those Hydras are going to melt in all of 2 seconds against how many carriers is this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 carriers or 18 carriers? Like, you would need 30 or so corruptors, like, or 40 corruptors to deal with this massive carriers. And he's just going to go right into the army, and it's not going to matter. One infestor goes down, and the Hydras start to die. It is an absolute slaughter. Watching, you know, all of that army supply get reduced to 4 in a matter of seconds. And Bimbapuck takes the series. Milo had 181 actions per minute. Ragnar should be in here somewhere. That should be Ragnar. I think that he's up against next, if I'm not mistaken. All right, Ragnar, where you at, brother? Just going to briefly go to the BRB scene while I do a couple of things. I'm still here. You just won't be able to see while I update a couple things on my screen. All right, so Series 2 is going to be Ragnar versus Bimblepuck, and I believe Ragnar is going to be playing random instead of Zerg. First veto is Pylon. Next veto is Pokemon. Then Leyline. I'm never sad to see Leylines get vetoed. I'm just done with those maps from the previous pool. Maganatha. 2 more vetoes. Torches. And Ultra Low. Ooh, that leaves Last Fantasy in. All right, so map picked. Persephone. All right, what is map number 2? We got Persephone, Incorporeal, and Last Fantasy, I believe. Incorp, and then Last Fantasy will be the final map if we need it. Okay, Persephone Observer. Plus. All right, so we've got the battle between Europe and Australia as to who gets the worst ping in this situation, unfortunately. All right, getting into Series 2, Ragnar versus Bimbapuck. I've never seen Ragnar play anything but Zerg, so I don't know how he does with those other races. This will be very interesting. Especially because Bimbapuck is just going to seed the map and let Ragnar do whatever he wants if his previous playstyle was any indication. All right. Alrighty, in the top corner of this best of 3 series with the purple Protoss probes, we have Bimbapuck. And in the bottom corner with the pink Protoss probes, we have Ragnar. All right, I have never seen Ragnar play Protoss. I don't know how familiar he is with the race. This is going to be interesting. We are already sending a probe across. Is this going to be a cannon rush, Ragnar? Is that what we're doing? Ragnar does love his cheese. What's the building that goes down here? There is no building. Maybe it's just a proxy. Maybe it's just a scout. Sees that apparently Bimba plays the exact same way in all matchups. You just build a pylon right in the middle of this and prevent the full wall. I think that would be funny. 2 gateways for Ragnar, so double gateway. Bimba now knows what race he's against. He didn't even try to scout, which, like, sometimes if you don't scout against a random as Protoss and know what you're up against, you can just be dead. like if you don't do certain things. And against a Protoss, a low ground wall is usually not very good. So, guess we'll see how things go. PvP is like one of my most hated matchups. All right, we're getting the proxy pylon. Is this going to be a Oracle proxy? Is this going to be a Dark Shrine? What are we going to go for, Ragnar? Cybercore just starts up on the low ground. That's a curious choice. But I guess he knows that like Bimba has not been aggressive in a single one of these series. All right, it's a proxy gate. That's a little disappointing, honestly. I was really hoping for like a proxy Stargate Oracle or something like that. A proxy Oracle would probably just end the game, if I'm being honest. All right, we still don't have a Nexus going down. So I think Ragnar is just going to do like a Stalker all in, if I had to guess. Oh, it's a proxy robo. The fact that we have no Nexus yet says that this is just, it's an all-in. We're not even going to try. Got a Sentry, we've got a Stalker. Okay, so I'm guessing that this might be force fielding off the ramp while he kills everything up here if he drops into the base with like a warp prism. I've done that. I've seen it done. All right, warp gate being researched. +1 air weapons being researched on the side of Bimba before the Stargate is even finished. Guy toss worked last game. I guess we're gonna try it again this game. Ooh, the Dark Shrine goes down. Void Ray in production. Should maybe do like a Phoenix Scout or something with that that Sentry. Okay, so we aren't going completely all in. We've got a Nexus now. I'm a little bit surprised by that. I actually think that with how late that Nexus is, he was much better going for an all-in. Adept, another Sentry. Second Stargate going down on the side of Bimba Puck. So far, the only interaction we've had is the one probe that got shot by a cannon. All right, there's the warp prism. A couple of Dark Templar could just end this game, honestly. Your only detection and only ability for detection is these couple of cannons. All right, Ragnar will now see the Void Rays and the Stargates. There are 4 Stargates down now. What do we have? We've got a Stalker and 2 Sentries in here. Dark Shrine is done. Charge is on its way. You're going to go for like something with Stalkers and not just DT harass. You need to go before he's got like a critical massive Void Rays. All right, what are we warping in? We're warping in Stalkers. That is a lot of Stalkers. Probably enough to just kill these Void Rays. Bimba focuses first. He focuses the Void Prism, which is actually the correct move. Oh, he's just dead now. He is just dead. He has no production other than the Stargates. 20 probes going down. The drop is super effective. Ragnar warps in another round of Stalkers. We are chronoing our Void Rays out. but this should just be enough economic damage. 24 probes, 25 probes. One of the photons gets unpowered. The other one has 1 hit left. This is so many stalkers, though. Nexus goes down. We don't have Blink, but I don't think it matters. You target that pylon, these get unpowered. The photon cannon goes down, and this is GG. Bimba is dead. You cannot kill this many stalkers with 3 Void Rays. All right, Ragnar is a little bit stuck in the wall of Bimba. That did, I guess, have a slight gap I didn't even realize was there. Oh, wait, it was blocked by a cannon. The Void Rays are all dead. The DTs are chunking. And game 1 goes to Ragnar. Game 2 was on Incorporeal. All right. Just waiting for Bimba Puck to say they are ready. All right, we are going to get into this game 2 in this best of 3 series between Ragnar and Bimba Puck. I would like to see this game go to game 3 and get a Last Fantasy in, but I don't know that it's going to. I don't really like playing on the Last Fantasy map, but I like seeing people play on it because it does lead to some interesting games. All right, getting into game number 2. In the bottom corner with the purple Protoss probes, we have Bimba Puck. And in the top corner with the red Protoss probes, again, we have Ragnar. Man, sometimes random just feels unfair, where you'll play random and you'll just get the same race over and over and over again. All right, we're already sending a probe across the map. What is this going to be, Ragnar? Is this going to be a cannon rush? Nope, we're taking gas, so probably not a cannon rush. Yep, gateway first. Nothing really weird or out of the ordinary. He's probably scouting for some kind of a cannon rush on the other side. Now, it seems to me that, like, Bimba Puck has a strategy. He has something that he likes to play or do, but it's not really, like, a build order the way that most people would have a build order. He is overly defensive and full walls himself off every single game with a photon cannon. Maybe he's been cheesed, like, multiple times. Maybe, you know, he's had bad experiences on the ladder. I can't really say, but this is like an overly defensive play that sets you behind in many ways. Like, Ragnar's Nexus is already a third of the way done, almost half, and Bimba Puck's is just starting. And also, because he's playing so defensively, his only hope is that he can hold on long enough to get to, like, Sky Toss, to get to that carrier ball that he had in game 1, or like series 1, I should say. Yeah, he's already starting before he's even got a Stargate built, and this actually delays his Stargate. He's already starting the +1 damage upgrades for air. And his Stargate is delayed by significantly because of that. Proxy Stargate goes up on the other side of the map for Ragnar. We're going to go do a Phoenix Scout and see that everything is the exact same as the previous game. Like, I could run a Stalker over and just start shooting at these, and that cannon's never going to be able to defend it. If Bimbapuk hadn't seen the probe that Ragnar ran over to his side of the map, Bimba wouldn't even know 3.5 minutes in what race he's playing against. Void Ray in production for the side of Bimbapuk. Oracle in production for the side of Ragnar. I'd love to see a chrono on that Oracle, but I don't know if we have energy. Okay, shield batteries coming in for the first time in this series for the side of Bimbapuk. All right, we are just producing Void Rays. The +1 upgrades are going to be done shortly. Making a second Oracle for the side of Ragnar. Got a bunch of Stalkers at home. Warp Gate is almost completed. What was this? Oh, a Robo facility being built. I think these Oracles are just going to get so much damage, though, when they go in, that will alone will almost be game winning. All right, the Oracles are going in. 1 probe, 2 probes, 3 probes, 4 probes, 5 probes, 6 probes, 7 probes. Oh, they did get caught by the Void Rays, so that does put their rampage to an end. But 7 probes go down. And Ragnar sees that everything he's playing against is what he's seen so far from Bimbapuk. All right, we're getting up to, that's what, 8 gates? 7 gates? Oh, no, 8, because there's the, oh, no, that's a Stargate. And at this point, the fact that we've been producing Void Rays for quite some time will almost be irrelevant by the sheer number of Stalkers that are going to swarm over us in short order. And the Void Prism is going across. 8, 9 gates actually now. A couple more were added on. So we've got, what, 4 voids for the side of 5 voids versus what's about to be like 15, 20 Stalkers. All right, big Stalker warp in for Ragnar. And the Stalkers are knocking at the gates of Bimbapuk. Now, he does have some shield batteries this time, which are going to be huge. But needs to group up these voids, get those flux veins charged, and start target firing down Stalkers. Now, this is actually being held better than I anticipated. There was not good target fire from the side of Ragnar, but the Void Rays chasing is going to get another one picked off and heavy damage on 2 others. Where did the Oracle go in all of this? Did the Oracle get sniped? I didn't see what happened. I'm kind of assuming that it did get sniped. We are going to build a bunch more cannons for Bimba Puck. 1 cannon gets sniped, 2 cannons. All of these cannons in production will go down, I imagine. All right, the Void Rays are back with the Flux Veins. Bunch of Stalkers going down. 1 Void Ray goes down, but these shield batteries are putting in so much work. Ragnar is getting maybe a little bit too excited and trying to end this game right away. And so he's doing a warp in and attacking, and another warp in and attacking, and not really pooling up his Stalkers. He'd be better off maybe going for a drop in the base, killing off a bunch of probes. Looks like we are going back to our side of the map. And we are going to probably try and out macro him. You know, I was surprised we didn't see shield batteries sooner in this series that has been so hurdly for the side of Bimba Puck. Chad Rays on the map. About to be an alpha of Chads. Hey, Sewer Badger, how did your games go? I saw you were playing up in the elite bracket. All right, third base comes up for Ragnar. Transferring a bunch of workers over to our natural. Bimba is going to go and get a third base started himself. Oh, and now he spots the proxy Stargate that has been over on this side of the map for the entire game. There are so many voids, though. We need another big Stalker warp in. We do have Blink now. We're going to deny the +2 air upgrade. All right, let's focus down these Void Rays, Ragnar. Good focus fire. Okay, but a whole bunch of Stalkers are going down. Void Prism goes down, so this attack cannot continue like this. Bimba is floating so many minerals. Literally, his only unit producing structures are these Stargates that are making Void Rays. We might have hit that critical mass where Stalkers are no longer going to be enough to deal with this, but swapping over to like Stargate production at this point is going to be tough for Ragnar. I held my own against for about 10 to 12 minutes against Cobble and 8 to 9 minutes against Ateshi. I'm feeling good. I would be so terrified of even playing like in that division. I'm not gonna lie. Good for you. All right. Now, really what Sewer Badger, or sorry, not Sewer Badger, he's not in this game, Ragnar needs to do is deny this third. If he can snipe it and, you know, force Bimba to just live off of the 2 bases, eventually, if he does keep destroying these Void Rays, he won't be able to keep reproducing them. Yeah, Bimba Puck's army is actually massive right now. 92 supply of army to 48. We're building Phoenixes for the side of Ragnar. Phoenix is not particularly good against Void Rays, but also not particularly bad against Void Rays. They do bonus damage to light, and they aren't armored units, so they don't take bonus damage from Void Rays. Yeah, Archons would also be very good, especially with how Void Rays clump up. A couple of Archons and a couple of Storms, potentially, like with how the Void Rays clump up, would do a lot of damage. Ragnar does not play Protoss very much from what I know, though. He is a Zerg main, playing random. So I don't know how much... Oh, that is a lot of Void Rays. That is a scary amount of Void Rays. Oh my god. Who needs Carriers and Tempests when you've got that many Void Rays? All right, we are getting the Phoenix range upgrade. So I guess maybe we're hoping to kite the Void Rays around. I don't know what the Phoenix range is compared to Void Rays. I don't know which one is longer. If Phoenixes have longer range when they have the upgrade and they can just kind of run circles around the Voids, I'm not sure. It's not a bad idea. Oh, Ragnar, you cannot be out on the map, though, right now. Like, I don't think Ragnar realizes just how behind an army supply he is. There are so many Void Rays. The Gold League special. Yeah, so the Void Rays, unfortunately, do have range like that is as long as the Phoenix is. Oof. This is an absolute slaughter. So many Phoenixes, so many Stalkers going down. Blink them away. You have Blink, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Blink is researched. Most of the Phoenixes went down in that fight, and we are now at 54 to 132 army supply. I think Bimba is just trying to max out on Void Rays. It takes him a lot before he goes aggressive. He's going for a mothership. Ragnar also has a mothership. Slow Zealots. We have no charge. Those would have been best, like, dropped into the back of Bimba's base. I don't really know what we are thinking we are going to accomplish with the slow Zealots here. We're just donating them to Bimba Puck. Yeah, some Archons would be absolutely huge here, but at this point, 144 to 72, I think this game is just over, unfortunately. Ragnar's economy is significantly better, but doesn't really matter when this army is coming to hit you in the face. And all of the Stalkers are going down right now. Most of the Phoenixes, oh, those Void Rays are nasty. A couple of Voids go down, but seeing 72 army supply worth of units disappear in an instant to the Rays, oh. And game 2 goes to Bimba Puck. Map 3 was what, Last Fantasy? Yeah. Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going? I just need to adjust my mic real quick and I'll be...
Yeah, I'm probably going to turn you up a bit so that you come through nice and clear on the stream.
Nice. Oh, gonna be watching some good old Gold League play. Gonna see these players go off on a honestly, I don't know. Who won the last game?
Bimbapuk won the last game
That
with that was game 2. So
right.
we got one more.
Right. 1-1. I mean, I'm feeling the tension
For sure. All right, you ready to get started?
here. Oh, they're all yep, I'm ready when you are. Let's see what's gonna kick off on Last Fantasy. This is a 3-player map. I mean, they're gonna have to find each other first, and then they're gonna have to do what they're gonna do. Reminds me of what was it? It was Starcraft 1.
Yeah,
Remember
Starcraft
that
1
clip
used to
of
have a lot
Starcraft
of...
1 where it was uh, please go ahead.
I was going to say, Starcraft 1 had a lot of like 3-player maps that used to be kind of a staple, was like 3 and 4 in the map pool. I don't remember a specific one like this, but I remember them having lots of 3-player.
And there was that clip of I think it was Best. No, it wasn't Best. It was another player who who had a really good setup, but was in the wrong place. But that's enough about StarCraft 1, because we've got our players here down here in the bottom right. Last Fantasy. It is Bimbapuk.
And in the top corner, with the red Zerg drones, we have Ragnar.
Going for a standard build is Ragnar, as is Bimbapuk for this time being. His builds are standard. Nothing fancy going to be going on here. However, I have a prediction. I think Bimbapuk is going to go right into those Stargates.
You know, that is a pretty bold prediction there, Sewer Badger.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely not going to be the, Oh, wait. You know what would be hype?
What?
Oh, no. It's Forge second. We're going to see if Cannon.
Yeah.
Is if Bimbapuk goes straight up Mass Phoenix. He's not going to be able to kill any buildings, but dang it, there's not going to be a single thing on the map besides his own units.
That is true. But I've watched a couple games from this player now, and he plays super defensive. Like, cannons in the main, just standing back, you know, not really playing aggressive until he maxes out on that Skytoss army. He also full walls himself in every game. But the unfortunate thing here is that Ragnar is now playing his main against him.
He is Diamond 3 as Zerg, is what I saw.
Yeah, he just hit it, so his MMR average is low enough that he can still compete with it if he wanted to in Initiate. But so this is going to be a very uphill battle, I think, for the side of Bimbapuk.
Yeah, honestly, as Ragnar, at the moment I scout this wall off, and this just, he's fully walled in, just take 2 extra bases, drone the crap out of it, then go Hydras. Hydra, Lurker, Viper. And because the Void Rays do really love to clump up, Parasitic Bomb will be so devastating, as well as fungal growth.
I actually have the opposite opinion. As I see this, I go straight into Ravagers, and I go and I bile down that cannon, and I'm in your base destroying you. I think either knowing Ragnar, because I've casted a lot of his games at this point, I think it's likely to be the second one. But oh no, we're actually expanding out to 3 bases. I figured it was going to be a 2 base all in.
Yeah, I mean, he sees. I mean, this is going to be really costly to punish, and by the time he actually gets those Ravagers out, there's going to be a Void Ray. And well, yeah, the economy of Zerg is going to be a massive pain to deal with. I mean, get a couple of Void Rays, snipe a few overlords. It's gonna definitely put a vice grip on the supply of the Zerg.
Yeah, I think you are right that Hydras are the way to go here. I think you read the situation right, as if he drones the crap out of those bases and gets a bunch of Hydras, then he'll be basically unstoppable.
We got +1 on the way for Bimba. Ooh, is the Lings trying to find a way, but they're going to get choked up on the cannon? Oh, that's going to be a few Lings going down on the side of Ragnar. Opening Salva's game going the way of Bimba Puck. However, how long is that going to go on? The third base finishing up layer on the way. We got Link speed finished long ago. However,
Void Ray does indeed snipe that Overlord down.
Three more Overlords on the way for Ragnar. However, you know what? That is so unfair. If you build like 6 or 7 Overlords as Zerg, people are like, "Oh, pro strats." And when you do it as Protoss, they're like, "Oh my god, what is this guy's macro?"
You mean like Dark when he just goes and builds a dozen Overlords at once?
It's just like, oh my god, it's genius.
I actually saw a game recently, Rogue versus Classic, I think it was, where Rogue just left the game at the end because he spent like his last 1,000 minerals accidentally building 10 Overlords. And so he just left.
No. Oh my god. Oh my god, I feel it so hard. Oh no. No. Ragnar, you gotta commit to one or the other, not a Spire and a Hydra. I mean, well, will be good, and he will get the advantage and production since Berserk produces wildly out of control. He's gonna need 8 gases to be able to afford both of those. That's the stance. He's only mining 4. He needs that 6 gases.
I think that he is
gonna be getting now.
Probably gonna go Hydras, or mostly Hydras. But I don't mind the insurance of the Spire, because I'm pretty sure Ragnar's been in my chat and watched the previous series where Bimba just sat on 2 bases and went constant carriers and had like 18 or 20 carriers. So not bad to have that insurance against the carriers, because they shred Hydras.
True. And he is getting that 7th and 8th gas.
Oh, look at that upgrade tab, though. We're getting all the upgrades right now. So I'm not sure that I'm a fan of that, but he does have a bank of almost 1,000 gas.
Oh my god.
This is the greediest.
Fuel. He's able to, he hasn't, if this gas were oil, the USA might be on this map.
True. Now, this third base for Bimba Puck that he's just taken is pretty exposed, that if Ragnar were to see it, which he might just barely, yeah, he sees the pylons with that Overlord. That would actually be vulnerable to a Ling run by right now.
Yeah, like 16 Lings right here, snipes a couple pylons, supply blocks Bimba Puck.
Yeah.
Absolutely bonkers.
Even get some significant damage on the Nexus potentially, like. And oh, looks like that is exactly what he's going for. The Lings are moving across the map.
Oh, he's trying to go for both Corruptor. Wait, Corrupt? Oh, yeah. This man sees into the freaking.
Oh no, the Lings are going straight into the base. No.
Man, just meat grinder about just 8 supply.
All right, we have started the carrier production. 3 carriers on the production tab.
Does he? All right, let's check the upgrade tab for. Okay, so he has Hydra range and Hydra speed, which means his Hydra's speedy AF, gonna be making Usain Bolt look like a slug.
Yep.
However,
He
he's trying
also
to
has
go
plus
into
2 range just starting, or sorry, not plus 2 range, plus 2 ranged damage just starting for those Hydras, and plus 1 damage for flyers just finished.
yeah, that is gonna certainly give him an advantage. I would have preferred plus 1 arrow carapace because the corruptors are already doing a crap ton of damage against these carriers.
True.
They do they do bonus damage versus massive. Not
That is
armor.
true. And Bimbapug has gone straight into all those air upgrades. He's got plus 2 air already.
Jeez Louise. I would not mind. I would not mind a second cybercore going down to get that plus 3 going as
For sure.
plus 1 armor coming down.
But yeah, Ragnar needs to just pump out some army supply, and he did just lose a Overlord, I think, because he is supply blocked.
Oh, yep, he did. He was trying to scout that main. Did he see the...
But yeah, actually, if Ragnar killed...
scout the...
I was going to say, if Ragnar killed a ton of those pylons at the third base, that would heavily supply block Bimbapuk right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could still supply block Bimbapuk. There's like 6 here, so that's about 48 supply. Oh my god, there's 24 supply over here, please. Oh, thank god. I never thought I'd be saying this as a Protoss main. Yeah, I joked about switching to Terran, but oh.
Alright, pylons going down. 4th Nexus gets sniped, no cancel. And we get a couple of probes as a consolation prize. Bimba not even trying to defend this right now. 10 probes, 11 probes, 13 probes! 14 into the meat grinder. All right, that one cannon that has been such a thorn in Ragnar's side, but the Golden Armada is here.
Oh my god. If all these corruptors go down before they can get on top of carrier, oh my god, this is...
Yeah. No focus fire from the Hydras and the corruptors in that fight. Ragnar needs to smash his piggy bank and remax. And make sure that he's focus firing the carriers.
True, he's also got a death ball of carriers here, so he's definitely going to have an easier time of taking down these corruptors.
The corruptors are focusing the void rays.
Oh no! And this is just going to start spiraling out of control as Ragnar is starting to eat through his gas bank, starting to build up a bunch of lings. Maybe hoping to go for a run by to force Bimbapuk to pull back for a time. When Bimbapuk maxes out, this is going to be a terrifying army to go against. His Void Rays start up yet again. 3 Void Rays on the way. He needs spellcasters at this point.
And that's kind of been the story of these series with Bimbapuk, is he's the slow lumbering giant. Like, if you let him get to these maxed out Skytoss armies, he's just unstoppable.
That being said, I mean, Void Ray, oh my god, that's 3 more Stargates.
Yup, 3 more Stargates on the production tab.
Even if he loses his army right now, he's going to be able to max out super fast, so long as the Zerg is on their side. However, if the Zerg is on his side of the map, the Zerg is going to have to camp the production in order to be able to get anything effective, anything vaguely resembling a killing blow on this army.
All right, so 4 probes go down, and Ragnar's army is going back across the map. We have to be focus firing these carriers, though.
It's going to be really hard to do that, too, because +3 attack is on the way. I assume that oh no, he doesn't have +2 armor, so it could actually be really good. No, don't engage without the Hydras, don't engage. Oh no!
Oh no, they're just flying by. They're move commanded.
Oh my... He's just donating Hydras. He's donating to the Protoss piggy bank. Or the National Protoss Foundation for Zerg Studies?
Why are there these drones running all the way across the map? What are we doing here? Okay, a bunch of void rays going down. I think our hydras are focusing interceptors. The corruptors aren't focused any one target. And Ragnar keeps chucking the Zerg at Bimbapuck. The worst part is that we don't have Archons, we don't have Storms, we don't have any of the things that usually make these Skytoss armies unassailable.
The tech is very much monochromatic, however, it's working.
It certainly is. All right, we need like Vipers and maybe some Fungals from Infestors, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how you take this as Ragnar without.
Yeah, good. The Zerg run by on the third, kill those probes. This is actually going to be huge. Yeah, just run with them. All right, I think we're going to donate the Lings, but you know what? There's worse things. We got 21 probes with that run by. The main is mining out. The natural is low.
Oh no, and the fourth is barely mining, meaning that this is looking at the gas bank of Bimbapuck and the mineral bank. This is the only army that Bimba's gonna have. He loses this, Ragnar's gonna be in a phenomenal position.
Yep. So, you know, he can take some of these inefficient trades, but he needs to start making sure he's focus firing in these engagements, because that's what's losing him a lot of these fights. Is he doesn't have quite the massive corruptors that he needs, and he's not doing like any focus firing of targets.
Yeah, you need about 3 to 4 corruptors per carrier, and that number goes up with each carrier as opposed to scaling down. Because the carriers just freaking, they go bonkers, man.
Yeah, carriers are nuts.
+3 fire attack coming out of Ragnar, as well as +2 air weapons. The Lings are going to be coming on in, but they're going to be meeting a stone wall of cannons. They're just going to smear their faces across the paint and...
Oh, we do have Vipers for Ragnar now. We have 3 Vipers. Those parasitic bombs will be massive. Or even abductions to just pick off a couple carriers.
Yeah, and especially with the gas bank especially with the mineral bank that Bimbapuck is working with, abduct like 4 of these carriers.
Oh, but we're going in before our Vipers are there.
Oh no, don't engage! He loses two corruptors, a few Lings, maybe a couple Hydras. Vipers are with the army now. I think that's going to change. Maybe. Let's see what this initial interaction is going to be like as the other gas for Bimbapuck, it gets sniped, and the gas in the main is running out, as well as the natural is starting to run a bit low. The third is barely mining as it stands.
All right, that 4th base is going to go down. All right, we need some parasitic bombs. Oh, parasitic bomb on the mothership.
Oh my god, he sniped the mothership.
Yeah, but there goes the army. I don't even know where the Vipers were in that fight. They're gone too.
Oh my gosh, so Bimba's gonna start moving across the map. He's gotta go.
Yep. He's all in.
Oof, this is gonna be really rough, but I think Bimba takes this.
I agree.
We're gonna see GG.
And I feel like these are the kind of games where Zerg players go, oh, Protoss OP, they can't be beat. But it's frustrating, but it's a series of misplays over time.
Yeah, I really feel like he should have committed to the Hydras in order to really punch into that.
Yeah, it's like these corruptors, even now, they were targeting interceptors most of the time. And we're going in without our full army there. Yeah, this game is unfortunately over. GG gets called by Ragnar. And Bimbapuck takes the series.
Very well played by both players. That is very rough.
Definitely. That was a hard game to lose if you're Ragnar.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games that really weighs on the mind.
For sure.
You're like, oh my god, that feels bad, man.
Okay, what's the bracket? So then it is going to be Ragnar versus Milo for the lower bracket finals. We only have 3 contestants this week in Initiate.
3 contestants.
Yep. Very small bracket for Initiate this week.
I mean, what's the final? Oh, what are the final 2? I think it's gonna be, well, final 2. We still got 3 people to go through. As that was the first game of the tournament, right?
Nope. That was the second series. That was the second series. So the first one was Milo versus Puck, and then it was Ragnar played the winner of that series, and now it is the lower bracket best of 1. But I'm not even seeing Milo 88 in the channel or anything.
Ooh, that's gonna be rough. Milo is deserved. That's a sort of style that Terrans can punish all night, all day. Because Marines are just so darn strong.
Yep, for sure. Okay. This is the lower bracket finals, the best of 1 between Ragnar and Milo.
All right. Thank you, Battlenet. Milo, Platinum 2, I believe.
Oh, you sound like you're lagging a bit there, Badger.
Sorry, my internet.
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice. You're cutting in and out a lot and disconnect from the party. I see you lighting up, but no.
Battlenet decided to boot me out.
Are you back or?
Moly. Sorry about that.
Are you back? I sent you another invite. Can you hear me?
Oh, yep. How? There we go. This has been a weird pattern. Wow. Holy. Where am I? Oh, yep. I should be back. Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. It sounds like I've got about a minute's delay on on what's going on.
Yeah, so what's going on? Yeah, my internet just suddenly spasmed. Why? I'm gonna be hopping into ley lines for this best of one.
Yep.
Milo versus Ragnar. Milo with the I'm ready. Ragnar also ready. I believe Ragnar is Australian.
Oh yeah, I should have picked a different server. Shit.
This is gonna be it's actually technically central, so since they merged Eastern and Central
Yeah.
US.
I still notice sometimes I've got slight differences in ping between them, but I should have chosen the Western one for Ragnar since he's from Australia. I think that Milo is from South America. I'm not sure where, but I know he asked earlier if people spoke Spanish in the first series, and I believe that clan tag is a South American Starcraft clan, but I'm not sure. Okay. And in this best of one series between Milo and Ragnar, in the top corner with the pink Protoss probes, we have Ragnar.
Down here in the bottom left, representing Clan IM Chaos, it is Milo.
All right. So this should be a good series. Ragnar has gotten Protoss a lot while playing random. This is his third game of Protoss today out of 4.
Dang, lucky dude. So I kept getting Terran.
So he's setting up his camera hotkeys right now. Milo with the early spawning pool.
Oh, and a late gateway for Ragnar is going to make sure that this goes off without a hitch. Ooh, this is going to be really rough for Ragnar here in this game 1, and this best of 1. Because these lings are going to be able to come out before just about, it's going to get scouted? Let's see what he does. He's going to have to drop a forge.
Or a second gate. But a forge might actually be best, being able to get a cannon up. Take a page out of the previous game, Bimba's book. So it looks like it's going to be a second gate.
It reminds me of a magician that played against 300, what was it? I think it was like 10 grandmasters simultaneously, and somehow won. And the trick that he did was he would play a move against a grandmaster, then in the next game he would play the responding move of the previous grandmaster.
Ha! That is genius. All right, so our gateway is up. We should really be going for our cyber core before the Nexus, since we know that this is a 12 pool. The Lings are on their way. We've got no unit production. Oh, this is a disaster for Ragnar. The cyber core goes up.
I think this is about to be done and dusted.
I agree with you. I think that this is a complete misread of the situation.
Odie's even targeting the pylon. So
yep.
Even if Ragnar, oh no, is he gonna pull probes? No.
I mean, he has to, but it's a little late. He has to start up. What he needs to do is put a pylon at that entrance to stop the. Oh no, there's no way to block this off now. I've seen this too many times. This is done and dusted, just a complete misread of the situation.
Oh no. And this pylon gets killed. There's no unit production. The last of the probes are being pulled, but I don't think that's enough.
No.
As these six Lings are gonna avenge their comrades that got killed by the previous group of probes. However, one of them's gonna go down, gonna say, "Johnny, avenge me." As the rest of the probes are just sitting there, mining gas. Oh wait, Johnny went down. Come on, man.
GG's called by Ragnar. That does not feel good.
rough situation for Ragnar.
And those are those things that, like, I love when people say Protoss takes no skill to play as a race, but you just do something slightly wrong and the game is over in some of these matchups.
Yeah, and it's most prevalent in TVP from both sides because you really got to be on point, paying attention when that when stuff hits the fan. And PVZ, I believe, is PVZ is probably the best matchup in the current meta, especially since with all the forgiveness that a lot of the setups have. However, wait, we're going to be seeing a PVZ. Wow.
Yep, our final is going to be a PVZ, which will be a nice breakup from the constant ZVZ finals that there have been lately in the initiate bracket.
Oh my lord, this ZVZ.
Hey, I bang dads. Holy shit, you fucking scared me with that one. Jesus.
Serral versus Raynor.
All right, let's see if we can get Bimbapuck. He might just be AFK right now. I certainly didn't expect that match to be over that fast.
Yeah, that's really rough. Bimbapuck may be AFK.
Yeah, we can give him a couple minutes. He's got 10 minutes until there's a walkover anyway.
Oh yeah. So to go back to the game between Ragnar and Bimbapuck, I'm starting to see a pattern, especially among random players, and that is there's two kinds of random players. The first kind is the random player that is decent at all races, but not good at any one in particular, and a lot of their wins comes from the fact that the person on the other end is not able to come up with a game plan in time, even if they tell race. And the other kind of random player is
Yeah, it's loud as fuck.
At one race, and not very good at the others, and that one race is bringing the entire random MMR up, and somehow they're randoming into their main race.
Or they leave matches that are not their main race, for example.
True, but that's a bit like throwing a basketball at a wall and not expecting to come back and hit you in the face. I mean, you are kind of asking for it, especially if you drop your hands right beforehand. If you don't catch it, it's gonna smack you in the face.
Just give them a quick reminder to update the brackets. And then, oh yeah, we're updated now. I checked it before, and it wasn't.
I might have to drop out mid-series.
If you gotta drop out, you gotta drop out, brother. No worries.
So, this is not confusing. It's like 3 different map pools in this,
yeah.
In this, list. So we got Alcyone, Amphion. I remember Alcyone and when I think it was Alcyone and Amphion were on the same map pool.
Yeah. That was 2 map pools ago, I think.
Dynasty, Ghost River, Goldenara. Honestly, of all the maps, I think Oceanborn was my favorite.
I really liked Oceanborn as well.
Remember, was it 2023? I think it was 2023 when Gresvin was in the map pool.
That sounds right. I hated Gresvin. Gresvin was always a veto for me.
Oh, I love Gresvin. And it was definitely not because I cannon rushed a Masters League player and took a game off of him.
All right, first veto is Last Fantasy. No 3-player map in this best of 5.
Wait, I didn't. I won the game, but I lost the series. Bane busts are a hell of a thing, you know.
They really are.
I think I took him. Post Youth. I remember
Post Youth was a weird ass map.
I loved Post Youth, except when I was struggling in PvZ and dying every PvZ. But Post Youth was amazing. The half gold main allowing just weird cheeses to be all of a sudden more viable. What's a full gold natural? Nope, it was half gold.
Yeah, it was half gold. It was weird.
That was the map I took a game off of Masters League Terran.
All right, Pylon is our second veto.
Reaper Marauder.
Torches is our third veto.
I have torches. That one is.
Then Incorporeal.
Torches with the cross spawns. We got Last Fantasy with the 3-player spawn. Incorporeal is a bit of an interesting choice since that's a little more standard and very well set up for just the ability to run around with lings. So you can punch into the triangle third, punch into the line third, just split some lings off into each and just punish greed or just being out of position. Ley Lines is an interesting map.
Map 2 is going to be Persephone.
It's a pain in the ass to cannon rush on. You are not cannon rushing behind the mineral lineup. Way too much space. Like 1.5 pylons.
I don't think that there's going to be a cannon rush in this series anyway, from what we've seen.
Yeah.
I'm not really surprised by the Incorporeal veto because it is a big macro map. If Milo wants to not have to play macro against this guy.
Yeah. That being said, Milo is a cheesy player. We're going cheese against defensive. This is either going to be a slow 3-0 for Bimba Puck or a slow 3-0 or a fast 3-0 for Milo. Because I don't think Bimba scouts.
He does not. In the games that he was playing against Ragnar, if Ragnar had not scouted him, he wouldn't have known for like 5 minutes what race he was actually playing into.
Yeah. Maganatha as the 4th map. And then the final map has got to be Ultra Love, yep. Ultra Love is
Ultra Love is the 4th map, so there's still one more. I think it's Tokamak.
Oh, yep, Tokamak is 5th. Ultra Love is a fun map for TVT. Which is a bit like saying the Iron Maiden is a bit of a fun vacation on the beach. But TVT is probably my favorite matchup.
Did you just say that TVT is your favorite matchup?
I did. I stand by my words. I like having car batteries attached to my nostrils as someone slowly turns up the amperage.
That is the best description I think I've ever heard for TVT. I just remember I was watching one of the, I think it was Loco viewer tournaments, and it was like an hour-long Gold League TVT or something.
Oh my god, mass battle cruisers?
No, just like tanks. Oh god, no. Just tanks. And yeah, it was just pure pain.
Pure 100% purified, non-GMO, grade A pain.
Yup.
Farm raised. Carnivore diet. Oh my god, that's glorious.
Yeah, it was not a fun match to watch. It was just...
Alright. How did it end in a tie?
No, it didn't. But it, like, one of the guys should have GG'd out, like, way before he did, because there was just, like, no way he could win, but he just sat with his tanks, holding position, basically.
Oh my god. Did they build a Liberator?
I believe so.
That must have been the game changer.
Yeah, this was like 2 or 3 years ago, so I don't really remember it that clearly, but it was awful to watch. It's probably he had a upload specifically for that game because of how bad it was from the stream.
I hope they didn't feel too discouraged. I mean, for them, it must have been the longest days of their life. Just hour of pure stress.
All right, getting into game 1 of this best of 5 series.
Both players say they're ready. Ley lines loaded up. Gonna be popping off with maybe some more Zerg cheese. All right, my prediction: Milo takes game number 1.
All right, in the bottom corner with the purple Protoss probes, we have Bimbapuck.
Up here in the top right, in the green, representing IMKS, it is Milo. Oh, he's building a drone.
What? Not going for an immediate... Oh, no, there's the spawning pool. There it is.
Oh my god, it's the cheesy player's going to be playing speedlings.
Man, who would have thought of that one? I don't think that that's going to matter a whole lot, though, because Bimbapuck is going to wall off his his natural just to start.
True,
So
the Banes are getting massive hits on everything.
That is true. He did Baneling bust him in the first game, and I believe won that game. So, oh wait, no, that was the one where Milo disconnected because he had some tech issues, so he forfeited it.
Oh, poor Milo.
Yeah, he won the next game though, which would have been sad if he could have pulled a win off, because that could have been a very different result overall.
Oh yeah. I really like the skin coming out of Milo. The was it the Cerberus skin? I think it's
Yeah, the one where everything looks like extra spiny.
Yeah, and it looks like someone let Stetman off his medication for about 10 seconds while he vetted something. Gonna be seeing double cannon coming out of Bimbapuck.
Yep, all standard play for this player.
Yeah, 6 lings on the way. However, these cannons are going to be finished up by the time the lings reach across the map as the natural starts finishing up for Milo. I would say, as Milo, I would just take a third here.
Yeah, for sure. I don't see a point in like going for the 6 lings in this matchup when you know, like, this guy's done nothing different his entire time playing in this tournament today. So the 6 lings are never going to get anything done on him.
Unless he gets like 12 banelings.
12 banelings could do something, but right now we are sitting at only 13 workers for the green Zerg.
Oh gosh, please don't lose all the lings. Please don't lose all the lings. He's gonna lose 3.
Lost half the lings. Stargate goes down. You know, I don't think in that last series against Ragnar for Bimbapuck that he even upgraded warp gates once.
Oh my god, the Giga Chad. Wow, that's fucking legendary.
Right, I need to mute up for just 1 second.
Okay. we're into this mid game. Going to be seeing some more drones coming out of Milo. Baneling's coming down on the front lines. Going to be looking to bust these cannons as the Stargate is on its way up. Natural coming down for Bimba Puck, suggesting that he's going to be sticking around on 2 base for a little while. The first unit out of the Stargate is going to be, drum roll please, not for a while yet, as the fleet being comes down, signifying an intent to go carriers, and we get the drum roll of Void Ray. These banlings are done though. So bets one in the chat if you think these banlings are gonna completely bust the cannons. Actually, one in the chat if you think it's gonna be a Void Ray out before the links hit. Huh. Neat. Oh, cannon's coming down. Cannon's coming down again. The links come across us. This is gonna get. He's gonna focus down the gateway.
All right, I'm back. I missed the Baneling bust. I missed the Baneling bust. Come on, get that gateway. Then we can get more service area on those cannons. No, still kill the cannon. Come on. It's so low.
Oh, he's indecisive. Oh my god, this man went to Florencio Science School. He's just spreading the damage with extra mental damage on Bimba.
Also, one thing I've noticed with Bimba is, I can't remember whether it's called like Flux Rays or whatever it is, that empowered Void Ray. He uses it on everything, even if it's not armored. Like, he was using it on the Zerglings there.
Oh yeah, it was Prismatic Alignment. Prismatic
Alignment, that's it. I think Flux whatever is the upgrade for it that gives more move speed, but...
We're currently sitting on 2 gases on Bimba, which means this man has not built a unit. I swear. Oh my god.
More pylons.
Milo coming in with the Hydra Den. Very decisive. He's gonna need a 4th gas for the Hydras to really take off, but this is really good. If he starts with like 3 Hydras right now, he's gonna be in very fine spirits.
The Hydras should shred these Void Rays as long as he can get up enough of them before the carriers start pumping out.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be seeing carriers for a little while yet.
All right, we have the Void Ray speed upgrade started up.
Yep, and the mineral mining for Bimba Puck is going to be really slow. As he is only on 2 bases, he's only going to be able to pump like 1 or 2 carriers at a time. Meaning that it's going to be a very long time before he gets any sort of critical mass to be able to take out these Hydras.
Oh, we've got an Oracle coming up. Is that a misclick? I haven't seen him build one of those this entire series.
Maybe he's expecting some sort of lurker play? So, Bimba Puck dropping down 2 additional pylons to avoid supply block. It's going to be continuously probing up, and there's this one probe on Smoko. This man's he's killing his pilot. Oh my god, I love this man.
He'll probably have to kill one of the cannons too in order to get out. I don't think that there's... Oh no, there is a hole in the wall there.
Oh my god. This is hilarious. You just depowered a cannon. You should probably place a pylon like right about here. Or,
oh, look at all these pylons going down at the 3rd.
Oh my god, that's just big.
You missed in the in game 1 when Milo, like the very first series they played, the best of 3, Milo got the Lings into the base and almost killed the pylon. It had 1 hit left. It had regenerated all its shields, and Bimba Puck destroyed the pylon and rebuilt it in the same place rather than building another pylon there.
Oh my god, that's genius.
And almost lost the game at that point because the all-in was coming across the map and things were unpowered. Oh, no cancels on any of these cannons.
That's gonna be 600 minerals right now.
Yep. But we could save these Zerglings. They didn't need to die like this.
Zergling lives, man. Zergling lives.
Oh, I don't like that the Hydras are here. This is not enough Hydras.
It's not enough. It's not. Actually.
Well, the Oracle goes down. But we lose all our Hydras for one Void Ray and an Oracle that probably wasn't going to get used really anyway.
Alright, first two carriers are... First carrier is out. Another carrier is going to be coming out very shortly here. I think you should just apply pressure from the top side of this third base. Just keep coming from the north.
Also, in the main base of Milo, there is a Nidus network.
Oh, if we could Nidus in the main while he does this, get out.
I was also thinking he could just Nidus behind these Hydras and give them an easy escape after they blow up a bunch of these pylons.
Oh my god, he's going to supply block Bimba. He's not going to supply block Bimba. He's going to...
Kill 2 Void Rays, 3 Void Rays. He is focus firing, so you know what? That amount of Hydras for 3 Void Rays and a bunch of pylons, probably worth it.
Oh yeah, 100% worth it.
But we need to keep the pressure on. We need all 3 of these hatcheries larvaed up and producing.
Oh my god.
Oh, the carrier goes down.
Is the second carrier going to come down? Nope. It is
not enough Hydras for that.
And Lings are right there. I think he should get about, like, I don't know, 10, 11 more Hydras. No, I think he should start... I mean, if he can keep the carrier count down, he can eventually outscale this.
Yep, but these carriers are being pumped out. 3 at a time, 2 at a time.
Hydras, very good in this particular situation. However, this is very exposed for carriers to be in. And he's going to target down the...
All right. One more carrier drops down.
Unfortunately, going to lose every Hydra for it. He needs to stack up a bunch of Hydra.
So that's kind of been the story of these ZVPs that we've seen, is not properly stacking our army before the fights and making sure that everything is together. But Milo has been good with the focus fire, I do have to say.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But now we've got a bunch of cannons there. So I'd really like to see this Overlord that's been sitting in the bottom go into the main so that the main can get Nidused. Even if you only take out like some of those probes and pylons, like that's going to be pretty big.
It's a perfect area where he could place the Nidus and not be seen. Get that edge right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we're chucking these Lings into the main. Oh, they're just running by everything. They're just going to go for the main. Nom nom nom.
Not afford to be going down, as a lot of workers are going to start.
9 probes, 11 probes, 13 probes. The Lings are hungry.
And that is the worker count suddenly getting evened out. As
and the 2-pronged attack.
Oh my god. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, it's going to be targeting down this, he's going to be targeting down this, Nexus. However, he switches targets, and then he gets...
1 Void Ray down, 2 Void Rays down, 3rd Void Ray.
All of a sudden, the barrier between the Hydras and the carriers are going to be very low. 18 workers coming down, and it's Milo with a worker advantage and a Spire coming down.
I actually think that if, because for a while there, Milo was just hitting the Nexus. If he'd taken that time to nuke like half those probes instead, he would have been in a much better position.
And producing 3 of these three probes at a time. However, he's oversaturated on his third, and his main has only 1 worker on gas. He's going to start feeling that lack of gas mining.
100%.
As 6 cannons are coming down, he's oversaturated in the natural and the third. 3 carriers at a time.
Now we are starting to hit that critical mass of carriers, so this is getting a little scary. for just having Hydralisks.
Yeah, I mean, he's already hit the critical mass. He's now just preventing himself from dropping down below the critical mass. Link's getting to the main again.
Yep, 5 more probes. Oh, let's get the last one on gas there. It's so low. It's 1 hit. It has literally 1 health.
Oh my god, he's gonna get a pylon. And he gets it.
And he gets it.
And these Hydras all die. Ouch.
Yep. Now the problem here is, and I don't know that Bimbapug actually realizes this because he's so defensive as a player. If he goes across the map right this second with what he's got, Milo is dead.
Yeah. However, if he gentleman agreements his way into getting a bunch of corruptors, I think he's gonna need Hive.
Yep, definitely gonna need Hive Tech.
This is gonna be really tough. Check the upgrades here. +2 air attack for Bimba, +1 missile for +1 ground missile for Milo here. As these links are lining up over here,
those corruptors are wicked with this skin.
Oh yeah.
I love the little jet engines on them. Like, look at that.
God. They drunk their Mountain Dew. They're ready to pee on something. I mean, you know that feeling when you've been holding it in for like 3 days. Like you really got to pee. That's these corruptors right now.
Yeah.
Just there like, God, I just by the order of the Overmind, I drunk like 42 gallons of Mountain Dew. God, I need to pee.
Yeah. Well, one carrier goes down, but all the corruptors go down. I don't really know why we're still producing lings like this. Like, we've gotten some good run-bys, but we need to go all in on the corruptor production and start taking out these carriers.
Yeah. I think Bimba takes this.
I agree. Milo has a ridiculous gas bank right now, like 1,800 gas.
Yeah, it's not gonna be able to do a whole lot with it.
No, I don't think so either.
He's getting a 4th base. I mean, so long as he's getting away with a misdemeanor, might as well get away with a felony and get a 5th and a 6th base.
Honestly, yeah. Take that rich gas geyser, and that base just outside the main.
Yeah.
He's done a pretty good job of like restricting Bimba at home, like keeping him on these 3 bases. But like, again, as I said before, it's 110 army supply of carriers right now. If Bimba goes across the map, this game's just over, and there's nothing that Milo can do about it. Oh, that was a glorious Baneling bust. Did deny +3 air weapons, but and he got the fleet beacon.
Yeah, Bimba can't rebuild Stargates.
Oh yeah, he can. He has no gateway. He has no cyber core.
Basically, the win condition for Milo from here on out is to just get a bunch of corruptors
And start chipping away.
And just pick 1 off, pick 2 off, pick 3 off, pick off as many as possible. And then in the meantime, just snipe down both of these Stargates, and all of a sudden the tech will be reset. Already we're seeing a gate coming down for Bimbapug. He realized that he can't rebuild these Stargates. Gas mining is through the roof for Milo, however his mineral income is actually better than Bimba's. He's up on workers, and this is just he's opening up gateways for himself, pun fully intended, to be able to close out this game.
Honestly, I would love to see Milo fly 1 corruptor into the back of Bimba's base and just start like keying on that nexus, because sometimes you've got so much going on, you don't even notice that there's one little thing there, We've got another Baneling roll by. Are we gonna get it? Oh, nope, not quite. We don't quite get the pylon or the Stargate. Unfortunate.
However, this next wave might actually get it. Not
if the entire Golden Armada is sitting on top of it.
Yeah, he knows what he has to do.
All right, we got a 4th base coming down for Bimbapuk. This needs to get denied. Like, even just like 12 Zerglings would be able to deny this. But I don't think that Milo has any idea it's even happening.
Yeah, if you could just send 1 Ling to each base, that would be... How many Banelings are we making?
Too many, honestly. Milo's Overlord spread is not good. He has no vision of the map. Like, if I go to Milo's POV, he sees basically nothing of his opponent's side of the map.
This man is going in like Daredevil.
Ooh, he gets one of the Stargates and depowers the Stargate and the upgrades for the Cybernetics core.
The mineral mining for Milo is all of a sudden at 2,000 a minute. He's only on 1 Stargate.
And his main is completely mined out now.
Yeah.
His natural is almost completely mined out.
He needs a 5th base. If Bimbapuk's got his kids, he needs a 5th. He needs a 6th. He has the army to split up. And currently, Milo is stacking up Corruptors, getting more drones. Honestly, he just needs to inject.
Yep, but this 136 army supply, because he has so few workers on the side of Bimbapuk, is insane. Holy Stargates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Stargates go down in the main base.
Jesus. He needs to deny this base ASAP.
Even if he denies it, if Bimbapuk goes all in, like we've been saying for the last 10 minutes of this game, if he just goes across the map, Milo is dead. Milo has been able to keep him at home for whatever reason with the roll buys and whatever else, but 148 army supply of Sky Toss.
Oh my god, this game. How long? This is going to be a very long game.
This is going to be a very long series at this rate.
Yeah. Come in. Gonna target down a carrier. Gonna target down.
2 carriers go down, maybe? Oh no, he's targeting the mothership. And that's just, there's too many Void Rays, there's too much Sky Toss here. Like, Milo is capped out at 125 supply right now, while Bimba is maxed out. That is just...
Yeah, Bimba's just gonna steamroll Milo here.
Alright, we're finally going across the map.
Please,
maybe?
Across the map.
Maybe?
No?
Yep,
Oh
there
god,
we go.
Oh my god, please.
You know, maybe I've just been playing Protoss the wrong way this entire time, and the secret is just to stay in my base until I've got 30 carriers.
Oh my god. Let's look at the units tab. 15 carriers, 13 Void Rays, and a mothership.
Ground units? Who needs those? Did not build a single gateway unit this entire game. Oh, there goes the mothership. But the Corruptors, there's just not enough of them. This army is too big.
Yeah, this man's just Houdini about it with Corruptors. Hey, wanna watch me make this pencil disappear? Bam! 50 Corruptors go down.
It's all over but the crying. Milo calls a GG. That is game 1 in the books.
Yeah, do you think the next series is going to look like that?
I'm guessing it probably will.
Yeah, I might have to drop out here. Absolutely wonderful hanging out with you, man. Thank you for...
Yep. It was fun having you on the cast.
Catch you later, bro.
Peace. This has certainly been a series. I don't think, despite the Nidus worm being built, that we actually saw a single Nidus play in that last game. Bimba Puck is ready, just waiting on Milo. Go, go. All right. Getting into game 2 of this best of 5 series. All right, in the bottom corner with the purple Protoss probes, we have Bimba Puck. And in the top corner with the red Zerg drones, we have Milo. All right, so again, we start the pylon. I assume this is going to be a full wall off in our own base. Doing the same thing on the other side of the map that we've done before, of the early spawning pool before the natural. Gateway and Forge are going down on the side of Bimba Puck. So we are going to wall this off and have cannons behind it. I really don't think there's a point in going for the early Zerglings. You're better off going heavier into droning, having a better economy. And you could probably rush up straight to Hydras. Honestly. You know what your opponent's going to do. He's done the same thing every game. Cybercore and a cannon go down, protecting Bimba Puck from any early Zerg shenanigans. Like, there's no point in going for this. You are wasting 150 minerals that could be more drones, or a queen, or a tech structure. This is never going to get anything done. And the Lings go in, and 2 Lings die, 3 Lings die, Stargate goes down. Now, if you sent 12 Lings across and you Baneling busted with that, that would probably have a chance of working. But this early 6 Ling harass just sets you behind. double Stargate going down for the side of Bimbapuk. We are going to go straight into Void Ray production. Well, actually, no, because we don't have the minerals for it. A Baneling bust right now would actually kill him. All right, Hydra Den going down. Milo's economy is significantly better than it has been in any of the previous games. Void Ray started. If we can go mass Hydra, then that is going to be probably really good. If we can get a large number of Hydras, like 12 Hydras, right away, that should be enough to steamroll 2 or 3 Void Rays and a cannon. All right, we're going a Nidus network and a macro hatch. We had the Nidus network last game, but we never used it. We were running Lings through the hole in the main rather than using our Nidus in the last game. I like this play from Milo right now. You don't even need it to all be Hydras. You just need it to be army supply. Because you get into this, you kill all these probes, and suddenly your opponent's a lot weaker. Bimba has no idea what's going on. All right, focus fire the Void Rays. They're slow right now. Pick off the second one. All right, one pylon goes down. We got Lings in the base. Munch those probes. He's not running any of them away to try and save them. He can't afford this insane Skytoss army he's been going for if he doesn't have the economy. Now he's building up a bunch of batteries and shield and pylons and a fleet beacon, but he can't do what he's been doing off of a one base economy. Only you had Banelings, this would be even better. All right, now just focus the probes. He doesn't have the economy to go for carriers right now, brother. All right, we depower some of the buildings here. One Void Ray goes down. 5 more probes go down. 2 Void Rays go down. Do we see 3? No, focus the 1 Void Ray. He's so weak. But we are down to 13 workers for the side of Bimbapuk. And we're almost donating these Void Rays, trying to take out the Nidus. You can actually keep on this. Kill the probes. Focus the probes. There you go. We're down to 10 workers for the side of Bimbapuk. We need to keep sending Hydras over. All right, this Nexus goes down. There is 0 mineral income. And we don't have enough. Like, this should just be GG for Bimbapuk. He should just surrender at this point. He is incapable of building another base. All right, there's the GG. Milo takes game number 2. Milo strikes back. All right, map number 3 is Maganatha. Now, after losing that game convincingly, will Bimbapuck change his strategy at all? All right, Milo has asked for a 5-minute break. So we are going to run a quick ad, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. All right. All right, I have returned. So we just need Milo to get back. Looks like Bimba is here. But I assume Milo will change his race when he gets back. But I'll remind him if need be. Because you are not allowed to swap races mid-tournament. I got a new mic and I'm not allowed to talk in Discord? Womp womp. Are you talking about my mic, or did you actually get that new one? I know you were talking about ordering one, Kev. Hell yeah, brother. I can't wait to hear it later. We hit them with too much change too fast. That's true. That's true. We're all sounding way too awesome lately with our new gear and our new microphones. Hell yeah, brother. All right, if Milo could actually get back, though, so that I could cast this next game that's probably going to take 20 minutes while we max out on Sky Toss, that would be great. Come on, Milo. Yeah, maybe later. I'm gonna take a break once this series is done, for a bit, and yeah, maybe play some League after. Might play some Starcraft, I'm not sure. I'll hop in Discord a bit later. He's in a call for work. Like, we've been sitting in this lobby for like 12 minutes or so. Bimbo would be within his rights to take a walkover at this point. All right, I'm probably just going to end the cast here because I'm not going to wait like 10 more minutes to get into another cast. it's a waste of my time. Okay. Said he's ready, but that was a few minutes. Okay, we're getting into game 3, finally, after like a 20-minute wait. I was almost to the point of being like, you know, Bimba should talk to Glacius about a walkover because this was taking a long time. Okay, in the top corner of Magnatha LE with the purple Protoss probes, we have Bimba Puck. And in the bottom corner with the red Zerg drones, we have Milo. All right, gonna kill the Starcraft OST from Starcraft Brood War. So I can hear it a little better. I was just getting a little bit bored waiting, so I figured I'd play some music. All right, so Milo in that last game did manage to find a winning strategy against Bimba, where he used a Nidus Worm, got into the main base before that critical mass of Sky Toss was able to get going. Now, it remains to be seen, will Bimba just do the exact same strategy? I'm assuming he will. He's done the same strategy every single game. And, you know, Milo probably shouldn't bother running Lings across the map in this scenario. I'm betting that he will, because he's done that one every single game. You'd be better off, you know, turning that those minerals into drones or a queen or any number of other things than wasting it on Lings that are not going to get anything done on the other side of the map. All right, there's the full wall with the core. We're going to see some photon cannons go down in just a second. Will it be 1 or will it be 2? Just 1. And the Lings are in production. This is so wasteful. You can scout what he's doing with an Overlord. You don't need Lings. And as soon as you see this, you should just know not to build Lings. You are so much better off spending that money on 3 drones or another queen than you are on 6 Lings that are not going to be able to get into the base. All right, Queen pops, immediately injects the hatchery that is morphing into a lair. I'm assuming we are going straight to Nidus and Hydralisks again. Please don't just donate these Lings like you have done every game. 2 Lings go down and a 3rd one injured. Like, you're not getting anything done with this. Stargate goes down. I don't know if Milo can see it. He can't see. It's just out of range of the Overlord. But he should know. And Milo, because of those Lings, is behind on workers on his opponent. All right, we need to get up a second gas. The lair is finished, meaning we can get our Hydralisks now. And our Nidus. Hydralisk Den goes down. Okay, we have fully saturated our two main gases, but our natural is not saturated in any way, gases or minerals. Hydros 10 finishes, Nidus goes down, and on the other side of the map, we are just pumping out Void Rays. All right, this should just be a repeat of the previous game. Neither player has literally changed anything that they're doing. So, Bimba does have a pylon that will probably be able to spot any Nidus that is going down. Overlord gets sniped by the Void Ray. Supply blocking Bimba. Now, you don't want to go for this until you have the Hydras to take out these Void Rays. And we are supply blocked right now. You could also go very all in with the Queens as well. He's going to see it. The Void Rays are coming over. And he's pulling the probes. Oh, he stopped targeting the... He stopped targeting the Nidus. It's going to go down now. And all we got for this was 3 probes, unfortunately. The moment that Nidus was almost dead, you should stop the attack and maybe have had a second Overlord positioned over here. The Void Rays are hunting for the Overlord. All right, so we are going to put a Nidus over here to just deliver troops to the front line faster. Both players sitting on quite a considerable bank. We've got 2 Nidus networks now. 1 more Stargate and a fleet beacon going up. But we need like a critical mass of Hydras to deal with these 4 Void Rays. Soon to be 6 Void Rays. Milo really suffering overall on the economy front in most of these games. Yeah, this is not nearly enough Hydras. All right, they do get out with the Nidus Worm. All right, we've started the carrier production. Now, here's the thing. I don't agree with giving players advice in a series. They can watch the VODs afterwards. I'm not going to say any of the things. We're destroying our gateway so that we can get our probe out of our base so that we can build another one. Oh boy. There's a lot to unpack in that. All right. Those Nidus is popping out are gonna have got to be causing Bimba, because even if you don't have vision of it, you can hear it wherever it is on the map. Got to be causing some anxiety. The Nexus goes down. No cancel. Gotta focus fire these Void Rays, brother. We are not producing nearly enough army. We don't have the economy. We're on 3 bases, and we have less economy than the Protoss. The carrier production is starting. You are on a timer, and it is running out. Another attempt at getting a 3rd base goes down for Bimba Puck. This is like that 10 minutes no rush that used to be common in Brood War days. Okay, the cannon goes down for 3 or 4 Hydralisks. Not really much to say here. The Hydralisk hit squad going for it again. You don't have the numbers for this. All right, 1 Void Ray goes down. 2 Void Rays. 3 Void Rays. We're chipping away, but like, honestly, if Bimba went across the map just now, he'd probably win. Lurkers, that's interesting. Some lurkers in the main, or there's nothing to detect them. There's no cannons anymore. No robo facility. Oh, the forge went down. We're rebuilding it in the main. We might see this 3rd with our Overlord, but it's not quite in position. All right, we were going to full wall this, then we canceled the, I think it was a pylon. Okay, the Zerglings run by the 3rd base, get 11 probes. This is very good. Like, that is acceptable losses. We are going to build a whole bunch of cannons at this 3rd base. And the Hydra hit squad goes into the main, try and snipe the Cyber Core. The core, which can't actually be rebuilt as we don't have a gateway anymore. 3 more carriers about to pop, though. Like, Milo has a 2,000 mineral bank that we apparently cannot spend. None of our bases are saturated, except for the main, which is oversaturated. We are only on 39 drones with a 2.5k mineral and 1.4k gas bank. You need to spend your money, Milo. You've got so much larva sitting at your 3rd base. I don't think he has his 3rd base hotkeyed. I think that's part of the problem. Yeah, if Bimba goes across the map right now, he just wins. It's 65 to 157 supply. We've lost 7,200 resources worth of units to 32. Trying to remember how to re-enable my production tab. 13 carriers, 5 void rays. That goes across the map right now. It wins. It just wins. Like 122 army supply to 20. This is absolutely ridiculous. There we go. Found the production tab again. This is very quickly reaching that level of being unwinnable again. Oh, we have the lurkers burrowed, though. There's nothing to see these lurkers. Right. Focus the one that's actually building a carrier right now. Okay, I don't know that we can actually move these lurkers anywhere. We got pylons on the high ground. All these Stargates should die here. Lings take out the third base. Yes, we move the lurkers in while the... Burrow them! Burrow them! You have to burrow them, brother! Come on! Burrow your lurkers! They're just sitting here! There you go. But the Golden Armada is on its way across the map. And Milo has basically nothing at home. Pretty much his entire army supply is these lurkers. That is so many cannons. That is disgusting. We have Hydras that are just shooting at interceptors. This is going to be a base race, but I don't think that... Yeah, the lurkers got cleaned up by all the cannons on the ridge. This is GG. Milo calls it. And game 2 goes to Bimba Puck. Milo had 159 APM, but there was so often where nothing was happening. It was game 3, so game 4 is on Ultra Love. Maybe I need to watch some more of these games from Milo's perspective just to figure out what he's doing. All right. Milo says go, go. Into game 4 we go. All right, in the top corner of Ultra Love with the purple Protoss probes, the most defensive Protoss I have ever seen. We've got Bimbapok. And in the bottom corner with the red Zerg drones, we have Milo. So this is a best of 5 series. So this could be the last game if Bimbapok goes and gets the W here. I really just want to see some adaptation in this early build order from Milo. Like, he does these Ling run-bys to start. Like, he rushes out 6 Lings, sends them across the map, and gets nothing done with them every game. Like, you can scout that there's a full wall off with the Overlord and a cannon being built, and as soon as you see that, you know nothing's getting through. Now, I will say, this is a map where I actually struggled to get a proper wall off. So if there is any map where something could, you know, be funky and a wall off like isn't properly done, this is probably it. I don't know why I struggle so hard to wall off on this map, but I do. Oh, interesting out of Milo. All right, Cybercore goes down. There might be a hole there, but I don't think so. It's sometimes hard to tell. So this is a very different build coming out of Milo, which I'm happy he's changing it up, because the 6 Lings constantly across the map was doing nothing, and it was actually setting him behind, because it wasn't like it was a Baneling bust. It wasn't like it was really anything that would ever actually get damage done. Now, if you do a 12 like Baneling bust with a Ling Flood follow-up or something, that's actually going to get something done. And that's kind of the thing with tournament play, is I'm not saying that you should always throw your strategy out, because often the best, the strategy that you've practiced the most is like the best strategy. But there's sometimes where you have to realize that these openers that you're doing are just setting you further behind. All right, we've got some more Zerglings morphing in and Banelings. And I don't think that we have Ling speed. These are slow Zerglings and slow Banelings, but it probably doesn't matter. We can Baneling bust the cannon, and from there we are free to munch on everything else there. Another cannon going down. I feel like maybe Bimba senses that something is up. Okay, do the Lings get him? Okay, they can start attacking at least. Void Ray production starts. We're going to get this pylon, and then we can get the cannon. Or the other pylon. If he gets the other pylon, is probably GG. He needs to keep rallying these. He's got so many Lings, though. You need to send them in. Send the Lings forward. All right, this is GG. This is game. This is what Milo needed to be doing, like, the all along here, is taking advantage of the fact that Bimba is so greedy, building basically no units. Yeah, just kill the probes. You don't need to do anything here other than kill the probes. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You don't just focus the probes. Just attack move the probes. Yeah, and that is game number 2 in the books. Good job with the adaptation, Milo. And the last map is Tokamak. I am very happy that Milo actually made that adaptation there. All right, Bimpuck is ready, just waiting on Milo. Milo says go, go. We are going. All right, in the bottom corner of Tokamak LE, we have Bimpuck, the Protoss that has been terrorizing all of the other players in this part of the bracket. And now in the top corner with Red Zerg drones, we have Milo. Okay, so I imagine we're just going to see very standard from Bimpuck. And if I'm Milo, I just run back the exact same thing I did the previous game. You just run it back. Because that is what you needed to do. Take advantage of the fact that he did not have a single unit built. His only defense was that one cannon that was part of his wall off. All right, Forge goes down. We're going to see a Cyber Core to complete the wall, probably. And if that's the case, I honestly think that you target the Forge, because he loves making so many cannons. All right, just please, like, whatever you do, don't send 3 Zerglings across the map again. All right, we're going to proxy hatch. We're going to proxy hatch. We're going to proxy hatch. All right, there's the Cyber Core. So I do believe that this is going to be like a full wall off with the Cyber Core and a cannon behind it. You can still Baneling bust that with like a dozen Banelings. Yeah. The Overlord sees what this is and knows that the sending 6lings across the map, useless. You're throwing money away and ruining your economy. Oh, we're going into roaches this time, it looks like. Interesting. Proxy hatch into roaches. All right, we're sending lings across the map. But don't, like, rally them in and have them just die to the cannon, please. No, no, Milo, no! Why are we throwing units away like this? All right, Stargate is coming up in the main. Got roaches on the way. If you put the biles right there, you should be able to hit all 3 structures. No, why? I guess we're targeting the cannon down. Interesting. Okay, he's retargeted the cannon on the roaches, but it still goes down. All right, now is when you can take all these lings and actually start attacking this. No, just hit everything that you can. Then go and kill the pylon. The Void Ray is going to pop out, and you have nothing to take that out, but you can probably do enough damage here to his probes if you go and focus them. Yeah, focus the probes. 9 probes going down. Ouch. Gateway goes down. All right, we're going to go and attack the probes in the main. There is no mining going on. 18 probes, 20 probes, 22 probes, 24 probes, 28 probes, 32 probes. That is like all the probes going down. There are 2 workers from the side of Milo, or sorry, side of Bimbapuck. Milo has absolutely eviscerated his economy. Oh, little lag spike there. All right, so we do still have 2 Void Rays, which I think we are going to be building up a Hydra Den to go and kill those. But this game is basically over. You should be able to build a couple of queens to keep yourself safe from the Void Rays that are now coming across the map at you. They're not. Oh, Bimbapuck has left. Milo takes the series. 3-2. All right. So I'm going to go and take a break. I thought about playing some ladder, but I'm honestly feeling pretty tired today. I might be back to stream a bit of ladder later. So we are going to raid out. I think Defiance is still streaming and casting. Yeah, he is. We're going to go raid Defiance. And thank you to everyone that tuned in today. I appreciate all of you. And we are going to go raid out to Defiance to keep the viewership going for the Amateur League weekly tournaments.